Okay, so today we are going to be trying to pull the barrels off, and we'll see how much luck we have with that. But I am sure I'm going to need a dead blow. Okay. Try it out at first, but who knows? And of course, there's not enough room between the top and there to put that on, so you have to use the open end side. Good choice. Oh, there we go. That's nice. And of course, the ones in the back will be a different size. Looks like there are 3 different sizes. There's some here that are smaller, some that are bigger. So, we'll get this one loose. Let's try this side. This one, it's in tight, there we go. Oh, okay, good, good, that's good. Nice. This one. This one you can see it's too, I need a smaller spanner, and this one I need a bigger spanner, smaller, but all the ones that just fit are now loose. That's actually good. That's less of a fight than I thought it would give me. So let's see what we have as far as smaller sizes. Give you a whole lot of room for the engine and those nuts, that's for sure. So that's loose. This one's loose. That takes care of those. All these other ones are already loosened. That's loose, that's loose. No, those 2 I gotta do yet. That's loose. And that's loose. And of course these are not gonna come off until the engine's pulled, or sorry, until the barrels lift. There's just no room between the top and there. Okay. Loose, loose, okay. Over here we got this one loose. Those 2 are loose, that one's loose. That's loose. Okay, so all we got is this one large one left here. We'll see about getting off. Okay. And see if this fits in. It does. Why wouldn't you want 3 different size bolts going through the? There we go. Okay. Well, this is actually good news. I thought I was going to have to fight with these a lot more to get them off. Of course, that doesn't mean this is going to come up that easily, but here's how we find out. It looks like the entire stud is coming up with this, not just the nut. And that happens. I mean, like for example here, this stud stayed in, but the one next to it came out. So, not a big deal. Worry about that down the road. That's the least of the problems here. Okay. There's one. Let's take these other two here off, and then we'll go to the bigger, medium-sized ones. Yeah, this is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I really thought I was going to be fighting with these nuts. As I guarantee my buddy Bill probably never had this engine apart. So that means these things have not moved in 53 years. Okay, that takes care of those. Now, let's see what happens. Alright, so what you're going to see is as I unscrew this, before it comes off of the bolt, it's going to hit the top, or the top of it's going to hit the underside of that fin. So I can't get that off. But it's actually not a bad thing, because what I'm then going to use, very gently and slowly, work my way around these and use them to sort of, if you will, pry the barrels up. So all I'm doing right now is I'm removing them all the way until they actually touch the fins and get them all even. Alright, so that's that. Alright, so now we'll just do a little bit at a time on each, and we'll see if it starts to separate here. So let's stop and put those in a bag. And let's wipe those off first. Alright, and again, front of the engine's facing front. Okay, so that's the left one. Next one's going to be the left center. And also, since these look very similar, I'm going to make sure that I have at the top has the concavity, whereas the bottom has a convexity. So that's going to have a round area because it's going to ride on the actual camshaft. All right, left center. Right center. Okay, so these are the push rods. They're all set there. Get a bag for those. Okay, takes care of those. So now, let's just a matter of getting this part up. And how are we going to do that? Wiggle to it. Now the whole engine wiggles. So I think what we have to do is we're going to have to get something in here to wedge it. I don't want it to be metal on metal. That would not be a nice thing. So we're going to try and find some wood to slide in there and see if that'll work. See what we can find. Pick it up right through. Okay. Well, I was hoping I had some shims, but I don't. So I was hoping to make my own, but that's not working like it seems. Okay, so option next is going to be some light blows sideways. That blow. So moved it a little. And because I anticipate them dropping, I'll remove that oil pan. Oh, interesting. That piston going right down. This one, of course, going nowhere. Interesting. Not a regular hammer, it's a dead blow hammer, just in case you're wondering. Those off. So for those dust to be coming off, tells you it's got to be moving, because it's making more room for them. There's only one of those left on there. Right here. Let's see if we can feel that salvo. So that's sliding up, as you can see, because the bolt tops are all loose, and even this piston's moving a little. I can't move it, it should be all the way down with the other one, so something's not right there. But and I'm not really, it may look like it, but I'm not banging upwards, I'm hitting in and lifting while I'm hitting. I'll have it off in a minute, I think. Alright. Oh yeah. Now we can see the problems. So, problem one, as you can see here, that connector rod is shattered. There's all kind of metal down in there, all over here. Yeah, that's not looking good at all. And these right on the camshaft, so those are kind of moved, but this one's got a piece wedged into it. There we go, got it out. So that's where that's at. Next step is, can we get another piece of chunk of metal there? This one didn't break, but let's not make it worse than it is. But this skirt is all destroyed, and can drive the piston out from the top. So you can see there's a part of the piston broken there. Interestingly and surprisingly, the actual barrels are not really as scarred up as I would have thought. Obviously this one's completely snapped off a piece here, so I'm going to need a new barrel. Or I could probably have somebody put some inserts in there. These, of course, are snapped here. So, all right, well, that's where we're at. And here's the, oops, sorry. You guys are probably blocking all of that. Anyway, so you can see here, this piece is broken. It should look more like that on both sides. It's missing a piece there. That's a chunk. There's obviously metal all over this thing. Here's the piston from the left side, which is where the hole came from. So this shouldn't be bent out that direction. So as it hammered down, that slammed into something, and that's what drove the hole through the engine. So if I put this in here, I'm sure that fits. Yeah, that fits right there. So that's what put that hole. And then on this side, it looks like, it's hard to tell. Oh, let's hit the ground for a minute. Yeah, okay. So, let's see if we can shine a light in there and get a good idea of what happened there. Remember that crack we found? Whoop. Plug that light back in. So if you remember the crack we found right here, well, if you look on the inside, much as I suspected, it looks like there's actually the remnants of some kind of a bolt or something that broke off in there and is currently wedged in between the whoops, hard doing this with not enough hands, but point with, again, apologize for the sloppy camera work. I'm trying to hold a light, camera, and something to point with, but right here there's this, what looks like a bolt, and it is jammed on the other side of that, so that's damaged. Other than that, the rest of it looks okay. So it looks like the The crankcase will probably be repairable. Maybe. I'm probably going to need a new crankshaft. There's all kind of scarring here on the crankshaft itself. And, but, again, like with anything, enough time and money, you can fix anything. So, that's where we're at.